Let's now welcome violence monitor Mary de Haas to weigh in on President Ramaphosa's address. Mary, very good afternoon to you and thank you so much for your time. Just on the establishment of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry, it is said it shall consider, once established, a prima facie evidence relating to the involvement of individuals currently employed within the law enforcement or intelligence agencies. Your reaction to this establishment of this commission?
I'll tell you about it, but please bear in mind I've got another appointment at 20 to 4, so please we must finish this interview before then. Okay, about the commission, I think it's, I've been pushing for it. I think it's a good thing, quite frankly. I was initially thinking, God, no, it's going to take too long, but it will take a while to set up. And it will, thank goodness there is a judge that will preside over it full time, and there's 2 counsels. I have argued for this type of commission, not a whole commission of inquiry, but it seems to me it's, and I'm waiting to see, exactly what's gazetted about its terms of reference, because I think it's very, very important that the investigation not just be about Mkhwanazi's allegations. We know about syndicates, and it's not the job of the task team to investigate syndicates. It's the job of the hawks. So it's a pile of rubbish going on about that. And they've taken a lot of cases. They have no mandate whatsoever to take relating to municipal corruption, fraud, and all sorts of things. So they've been conspicuously unsuccessful in their political killings cases. I can tell you that firsthand. Right. In fact, they've ruined some of them, quite frankly, to cover for top politicians. That whether or not it's the intention, I don't know. So I think this commission actually it seems to have fairly wide terms of reference. It must interview people on both sides. It must not just follow up the Mkhwanazi allegations, which are important. Obviously, we have to get to the bottom of that, especially as there's other views hanging around about it's not the right person he's implicated in this corruption, the tender for the police. And I think that we need to get to the bottom of allegations, counter-allegations. But the task team, they must get first-hand evidence from people who dealt with the task team. People who have been forced to sign statements under huge duress because the task team has tortures people and mentally. And Mkhwanazi is covering for people who torture people because Kamala was sitting in his office. They were working together. So they torture people, they fabricate evidence, stuff goes missing from dockets. And all the cases are followed up in detail, and they're available. They've been sent to Parliament, they've been sent to ministries, they've been sent to the media. They're very, very detailed evidence of people who get arrested only to have charges withdrawn 5 years later because there was no evidence whatsoever. But in the meantime, they've covered up for the killing of a political leader, which they never investigated.
Mary, I just want to bring in this other question. Of course, we know that the police minister has been put on leave. Firoz Cachalia will also now be acting in the position as of August. He, in 2022, was appointed by President Cyril Ramaphosa to chair the Anti-Corruption Advisory Council. Just talking about the kind of person that will be at the helm during this inquiry, and also addressing just the concerns emanating from police services, including the rule of law, lack of transparency, lack of accountability. Is he the right person to do so?
I believe he is. He's a law professor, and that's exactly what we need right now, quite frankly, because lawyers are part of this whole problem. One thing that this commission must look at is the prosecution, because quite frankly, the prosecution is part of the problem we're having with the task team. Serious allegations against prosecution in these cases, deliberately fabricating evidence, deliberately delaying court cases because they don't have the evidence, deliberately denying bail to people on minor charges because those people could point to things that are unpalatable about the task team. So, there must be, this commission, I go back to, and the Cachalias are well qualified people. They've got the family has a good history of, I think one of them, maybe a brother, was in charge of the civilian secretariat back in the 90s. So you've got good legal people there. And I think that's what you need. We don't want a politician filling in, for goodness sake, because there's a whole lot of tensions of, obviously, the imponderables of this are the factions of the ANC. Now, the point is, I've been pushing for a Goldstone-type commission where dockets can be taken, evidence evaluated, and the reports produced quickly. And this is as near as we've come to this in the period since then. And I mean, the Goldstone investigation, which was also headed, of course, by Judge Goldstone and senior advocates, actually got enough evidence for then President de Klerk to dismiss 3 very dangerous generals. So it can happen if we get it going quickly. And they must, and I mean, some of us are determined to push for this because, as the last speaker said, there are a lot of good police. I mean, don't forget there are parallel investigations. I've been sent stuff that the IDAC is actually investigating both Mkhwanazi and Masemola for a tender fraud. And, of course, the other investigations are ongoing. And, the fact that we actually got this investigation into crime intelligence and the arrests is because of a lot of good police coming forward with information that some of us worked with and coordinated and fed it to the correct sources. So I deal a lot with police, and I'm dismayed by, we have serious problems in this province with management. Mkhwanazi is going on and he's been building up an image of, well, I kill the criminals. But, this is completely unconstitutional. Telephones don't work, emails don't work, police stations falling into disrepair in this province. And in July 21, Mkhwanazi wasn't even in the province and couldn't be reached on the phone while the province was burning.
Mary, thank you so much for weighing in on this particular story. Mary de Haas there is violence expert, just weighing in on President Cyril Ramaphosa's address. Of course, judging by what she's saying, there are a number of investigations here around the law enforcement authorities and intelligence permeating from that press statement made by General Commissioner Mkhwanazi.